Unnoticed. It's amazing the things that can go unnoticed when you're working in the moment, all your attention focused on the task at hand. It's ironic really, all that attention to detail focused like a laser, and yet it's because of this we can miss things that are all around us. I wouldn't say I'm a leader in my field, but I'm good at what I do. I had to be to land the position I have or had. I have the feeling none of this is going to matter anymore. I work as a scientist in a particularly secure level of Porton Down research and development facility. It's the UK's primary mod base of operations for dealing with all kinds of biological and chemical agents, primarily dealing with countermeasures and containment. Whenever there is an unknown chemical agent or a strange disease going around, the samples are sent there. Remember the Salisbury poisoning incident? It was Porton Down that discovered the use of the Novichok nerve agent. It was supposed to be just like any other day we had, an unknown package, a possible foreign contaminant, extraction, isolation and an analysis to see what we were dealing with. We had the first samples less than a day after the incident. I had been spending more and more time away from home lately, with work being busier than usual. There were more samples than usual and all marked with a high level of urgency. Looking back, that should have been the first warning sign, but I had been so tired from overwork from my job lately that I didn't notice. I didn't notice that the samples all seemed to have come from the London area where we first heard of the incident at the post office. I didn't notice when the number of samples kept growing in quantity and urgency, and I didn't notice the tear in my hazmat suit. I received the phone call late in the night. I could tell by the urgency in his voice that this was serious. He told me about the tear discovered by the night shift team during inspection. He told me about the possible exposure to the airborne contaminant from the London incident. He then listed symptoms. I slowly sat down and felt my blood run cold as the information from the phone call began to slowly sink in. I thought back to the incident reports I had read, and the symptoms described by the first victims, I didn't notice. They were almost identical to the onset of a cold, the cold that I had been complaining about to my wife, the cold that I have been dismissing as symptoms of overwork and exhaustion. The cold I had been ignoring to make time for my daughter, who I had just kissed goodnight, perhaps for the final time. I didn't notice.